Hello, I'm Maura Carley, founder and president of Healthcare Navigation, and it's the time of year I need to remind everybody that open enrollment begins in the individual market on November 1st for an effective date of January 1. And at least on healthcare.gov, all the plans on that site and the states serviced by that site, open enrollment will extend until January 15th. If you enroll after December 15th, you would have a February 1 effective date. So let's talk about who should be looking at the options for 2023. Honestly, if you have individual coverage and you expect to have it into 2023, you should look at your options because things change every year. Last year at this time, we were surprised to learn that a Connecticut plan, after years of offering a Connecticut-based plan with the possibility of accessing a given network in New York, expanded to offer plans with a national network. To some families, that's critically important information. This year, we've learned that Cigna, after retracting, is actually entering a number of markets in the individual market this year. If you're on COBRA, our advice would be to look at your options on the individual market. Some people, dependents being dislodged, have up to 36 months of COBRA, for example, and they might do better on the individual market. They might even be eligible for a subsidy. And again, remember, you've got to purchase your coverage on the marketplace to obtain that subsidy if you are eligible. If you are on COBRA and it's going to end sometime in 2023, you really should decide, am I going to stay on it till the bitter end, in which case I might have 2 deductibles to meet, or is it preferable to me to just switch to the individual market before the COBRA ends and just have a 12-month benefit period? Obviously, that depends on the cost of the plan, the network of the plan, the rules of the plan, your values and priorities. But if you decide to stay on COBRA and it's going to take you through September 30th of 2023 and you're going to need a new plan right when 2024 plans are coming out, then you probably want to, you never want to have a gap in coverage. I hope we've made that clear about a gazillion times. But people care about money, and healthcare comes with a cost. So you would try, at least most people, there would be some value in trying to get the services they need in the first part of the year, right? While their COBRA is still in effect. And as they move to the individual market, they might make different decisions based on the fact that they are going to look again at 2024 plans. Or you could just pick a plan that you think is very, very likely to roll over into 2024. So there are many, many considerations, but our advice is everybody who has an individual plan and everyone on COBRA should probably take a look, even if that review is just for educational purposes. Now, that deadline I mentioned was only for states serviced by healthcare.gov or where people use healthcare.gov to enroll. There are 18 states that have their own state-based marketplace. We'll give you information on those, or you can go to healthcare.gov all by yourself. They can have very different deadlines, and we have very mixed feelings about that because due to COVID, a state like New York left enrollment open for most of the year. But we always worry when things are so varied that people don't figure out what the deadlines are. So know that the 18 states that do not rely on healthcare.gov, you've got to find out your own deadlines. And again, we worry about the people who lived in New York thinking, oh, you could enroll almost any time and then move to another state where the enrollment period, let's face it, is pretty short, especially if you want to plan on January 1. That's November 1 to December 15th for a January 1 effective date. So these are the things you have to factor into your planning, and it's hard. It's a very busy time of year. And remember that some states announce a given deadline and then extend. Not quite as badly and dramatically as New York, but, and I don't mean to sound so negative about New York. Obviously, that benefited a lot of people, but it's a practice which doesn't get people focused on. There's usually a brief window and you've got to act within it. But somebody who moved from New York to a state that's never moved off, a more rigid approach is going to potentially be at a great disadvantage. So buyer beware. As always, do your homework. There's a lot of information that will be available to you, even if you live in a state with a state-based exchange, on healthcare.gov as well. But check out your state-based exchange. And remember, if you're not eligible for a subsidy or premium tax credit, look at your options privately, where you can buy so-called off-exchange coverage, which means directly from the insurance company. That might be a better option. Often those have better networks. All right, I'm all talked out. Have a good one. Spread the news. If you have to work on open enrollment issues, give it about a week and then dive in. Just make sure all the systems and information online is reliable. Thank you so much. Take good care. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.